What is up, everybody? It is me, your Lord Octopussy, and I am here to basically give my thoughts on the PTB. I played it a bit last night on stream, and I thought I would give my 2 cents on the matter. I didn't play all of it. I couldn't play everything. I didn't play twins. I didn't get a lot of use out of the survivor perks. And there's a bunch of other stuff that I didn't kind of get to test out. Like I forgot to. I didn't even know Doctor had a texture change, but he did. He looks fucking disgusted now. So we're gonna start with and I'm not gonna count the trickster buffs in this because this is actually that's in the base game now. Like as I'm recording this, it's already been live. So we're gonna start with my least favorite part. I'm gonna start with my least favorite this time, rather than do what I did with the chapter review. I will do this. So my least favorite part about this is Lucky Break. It's extremely broken. I played a game as Trickster and I lost survivors multiple times because they ran Lucky Break, Iron Will, and the other one ran Calm Spirit, and just had a purple medkit with self-care and just could like heal it multiple times over. It was ridiculously broken, and I hope it doesn't go live. I don't know what they could do to fix it. My suggestion for Lucky Break normally is just make it so that you can get it multiple times a match, but like shorter the duration. Make it like a token perk similar to like Stakeout or Diversion, and just leave it as it is now, basically. Because Lucky Break right now is absurdly broken. And as for the other perk changes, I like them. I like all of the perk changes. When I first read them, I didn't understand why they did what they did with Soul Guard, but I completely forgot about the multiple, the infinite Soul Guard tech, where you pair it with like, We're Gonna Live Forever and Botany. It's a bit insane. There's also I like the new Object of Obsession as well. The idea behind it is really neat. The ability to basically tell what aura reading perks that the killer is using, based on when you can see the killer's aura, depending on what actions you are doing, or actions the killer has done. So for example, if you fast forward a window, you could tell he's got all ears, or if he hooks someone, you can see him. He's got barbecue, and every time it procs, I believe you get is when you get the speed boost to actions, which is like, I think it's 6% at rank 3, but it only happens like for a few seconds after you've seen the killer's aura, so that's fine. I don't think that it should have the 3-second reveal when you're the obsession. It's not as bad as what Object is now, but it still kind of makes it stronger when you're in comms as opposed to when you're in solo. My idea is to make it so that when you are the obsession and you're being chased, you can see all survivor auras. You can see like the whole of your teammates. Like you can see where they all are and what they're doing, and there goes vice versa. The survivors can see your aura when you're being chased by the killer. Alright, next on the list of things, now it's just things that I don't care about. My second least favourite thing, and the only other part of this update that I don't actually like, is the twins got a change. So the twins got 3 buffs, but 1 massive nerf, which is kind of ridiculous. Victor, it says on the patch notes that it's Victor's failed pounce when it's actually a successful pounce attack. And that, to me, is very counterproductive to game design. I don't know who's on the DVD design team right now, like who got replaced when they made Blight to whoever it is now, but they need to get rid of him because there's some bad decisions being made here. First Trickster, and now they decide to punish the twins for using their power correctly. It's really dumb. Other than that, the Ultra add-on buffs are nice. The camera control thing is nice, but it's a nerf to twins, and they nerfed the wrong thing. They need to stop the camping aspect of it, not the slugging aspect. Because it's actually really easy to counter Victor slugging. All you gotta do is just run in 2s. If you notice with twins, you immediately begin running in 2s. That's how you counter twins. But now you could just be on the other side of the map, and then when Victor downs someone, you could just walk over and kick him. And there's nothing you can do. And now we're gonna go to good parts. So we're gonna start with the Freddy nerfs, which to me they don't really make a huge difference, in my opinion. I didn't notice much of a difference. I'm not a Freddy main, or I don't play like any Freddy at all, so it's hard for me to say if there's a big difference or not. I still managed to place Dream Snares while on the chase. Never got to use pallets because I didn't bother. Why they nerfed the pallet count was beyond me. I like the buff to the alarm clock, and I like the reduced amount of snares, I guess. I still don't think it'll make a huge amount of difference. And I didn't get to play with Black Box, nor did I get to play with outdoor rope. I didn't get to play with outdoor rope. I got to play with jump rope and swing chains, which now make shit louder. Swing chains, really nice. It makes footsteps louder, and you could really notice these louder footsteps. Like, it's ridiculous how loud they are. And jump rope is basically Strider. So I guess if you don't want to deal with Lucky Break, you could just run Strider and jump rope. You can completely counter Iron Will. Huntress has a very similar add-on. But yeah, I like the Freddy change. Really good. But, I mean, I say really good. It's, at least Forever Freddy is gone. And that's I guess that's the main part that I like. So, Huntress has been changed. So, nothing about Huntress's base kit has actually changed, which is nice. But a huge amount of add-ons have been changed. I think there's like only about 8 add-ons that have remained unchanged, 6 or 8. So they made deerskin gloves and leather loop rares or greens. They buffed the Amnesia toxin, which is useless anyway. I don't really see it being used very much, unless you're dealing with an object player, but you can't actually see a survivor's perks before you enter a match, so there's no... Actually, it might be decent for slugging now that I think about it. If you go for a snowball, that 60-second of blindness might actually be decent. If you want to play that way, of course. There's now flight speed add-ons. When I first played with this, it really messed with me. But you could just, like... I didn't realize you could just, like, not fully charge a hatchet, and it's like, you could tap and for a little bit throw, and it's like pulling an old fully charged hatchet, but quicker. So it's actually a really decent set of add-ons if you know the timing. Iridescent Head was a very boring change, in my opinion, to what they did. There's, like, I have, like, 5 other ideas off the top of my head that could work much better, and I will probably make a video about that soon, along with another thing I'm about to talk about in this list after Huntress. Other Ultra add-on is also really boring. It makes you move at 4.6 when you're out of hatchets. That's just okay. You go Huntress. Maybe if it removed the lullaby as well, like if you ran out of hatchets, you had no lullaby as well, so you have a 20-meter terror radius and one killer, it would be kind of neat. As it stands, it's just kind of meh, kind of useless. Not useless, but really underwhelming. There's a lot of other ones, but mainly there's no broken ones now. The exhaustion add-on is now a very rare, I believe, and they made it... It's either very rare or rare, I can't remember, but it also makes it only last 5 seconds instead of 90. And they removed the other one. They removed Beerus Toxin, so it is what it is. You know, it's good. They're good changes. I like the Huntress add-ons now. As boring as the Ultra Rares are, it's still better than what it was. So I'm looking forward to these changes. And then last, and probably most controversial one, was Demo. Demo received a bunch of buffs and like 3 little nerfs, and everyone is throwing a hissy fit about it. Basically, Demo's portals, there's now a 10-second cooldown instead of 14. And it's noticeable. You can notice that 4-second difference. Same with the movement speed. It's now 20 meters per second instead of 17 meters per second in the upside down. Really nice. And the undetectable lasts a second longer, which really isn't very useful, but it's like, I guess, kind of nice. But what everyone is throwing a hissy fit about now is that they nerfed Rat Lever to plus 5% movement speed, which I think if you equip it now, you are moving at you're moving at, I think it's like 3.97 meters? Oh no, 3.97 meters a second, I believe. Something like that. You're still in Survivors now, when you got Rat Lever and you're charging over the Abyss, as opposed to what Rat Lever does now, where you're slightly faster. And this isn't a nerf that I could kind of see being warranted, but I really think they should rework how Demogorgon's movement speed works when he's charging over the Abyss. That's the other video I was on about, the Rat Lever thing. 2 other add-ons that got nerfed for, in my opinion, no reason, was Rat Tail. It used to make portals open 50% faster when you place them down. Now it's 25%. And Thorny Vines, the seal time was reduced to 10% as opposed to 14% extra. And the detection radius was decreased by 0.5 meters from what it was before. I don't understand why they did this, in my opinion. It's kind of... But In exchange, we did get a bunch of interesting add-ons. For example, we got Black Heart, which basically means that whenever you hit someone with Shred, you'll recover 20% faster, which is 4 stacks to save the best for last. Rotten Pumpkin allows you to keep one portal at all times by destroying the portal you went through. The way you want to play now, if you're running Rotten Pumpkin, you can basically put all your portals down and then keep one. When you place down, and then you could just use your reserve portal to place down and just go. And then it gets broken and you have it whatever you want. It's really good. Like, let's say you hook someone, you see someone on barbecue, place portal down, shoot off in that direction. You come out, you got a portal on reserve. Really nice. It's really nice. But it does require a bit of playing around, especially if you're a demo player that kind of puts all your portals down to begin with. It may not be for you, but if you're one of the players that likes to have a reserve portal for emergencies, it's really good for you. Barb's Glasses is really good as well. A lot of them as well, like Rotten Green Tripe looks like a nerf on paper, but is technically a buff by proxy because the movement speed base was increased. It's very similar to what happened with Windstorm and Wraith's movement speed. Sticky Lining was buffed, which is actually really nice, especially if you want to pair it with the new Lifeguard Whistle, which is really nice add-on. And the ultra rares, I mean, Leproslishin, I don't know how you pronounce that, will still be kind of useless in my opinion. And Red Moss is actually kind of nice. It's a really nice add-on to run. So yeah, overall, I like the demo changes. I know people are upset about Rat Liver. I kind of am too, but it did need to have, because if you had Rat Liver on, it was free zoning. And I said this before, Rat Liver is so powerful because it's free zoning. It's not like it's powerful because you could hit shreds easier. It was like, it is just free zoning. And then the final thing I want to talk about is obviously the new maps. The new Coldwind Farm, I forgot the name. Coldwind Farm map reworks, which is obviously 5 maps. Cowshed is still shit. Rancid Abattoir is fine. Very little of the gameplay has actually changed on the maps, except for on Cowshed. Now there is an actual god window there with breakable walls. Rancid Abattoir has the god window back with a breakable wall. Very predictable. Everyone saw that coming from a mile away. They didn't add a breakable wall into the middle of corn on Rotten Fields, which is something I wish they would have done just for the meme, but what are you gonna do? Rotten Fields also feels smaller. I don't know if it was just me, but it definitely felt like the size of the realm was reduced, like in terms of surface area. Torment Creek was fine. Again, breakable wall next to the one of the windows on the silo. And finally, the one that actually has a big gameplay change is Thompson House, where they've completely just redone the whole thing. There's now like an extra room, and it actually kind of looks like a house now. Like there's a kitchen. It kind of looks like if Leatherman had a map, it'd be where he would be his realm, I think. It's really, really nice. It looks really nice. It has new areas, like it has new balconies that you can go up now. It still has a lot of the old layout. Like it has the upstairs and the gen and then around the corner, but the balcony area now, instead of like being rails, you could just jump off freely, which is kind of nice. I think for both sides, honestly, that allows a lot more play. Like if you're a Huntress, you can go up there and just start sniping people. If you're like if you're a nurse, you can go up there for advantage point. Oh, and so yeah, it's really nice. And I've got to talk about the harvesters. I like the new harvesters. They actually now promote what the devs have tried to get rid of before, which is where you could go onto the side of the hay, sit on the side of the harvester, and then go into. They've now got a ramp there, which means that they're now promoting the thing, and they've also removed the invincibility spot from the other vault, as well as they've pushed the vault back a little bit, and they've also given it like a roof. I think it's better right now, to be honest, and it's one of those examples of like an exploit or an unintended feature that actually becomes a feature in the game. Oh, and I forgot about my most favourite thing. Zanshin Tactics is now the most pog perk in the game. Don't sleep on it. Zanshin Tactics is so good. Zanshin Tactics is so good, you should follow me on Twitch.